everyone. Welcome back to Clever News. Thanks for clicking over for another edition of Rumor Patrol. You guys know me. I'm Deidre Behar. And in for Katie Krause today is my delightful red ball of fire, Miss Andrea Rene.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh my God, it's such a pleasure to have you on here. We were just talking. We've actually never co-hosted together, although we've known each other for a little while now.
Yes, indeed. I have. I'm very knee-deep in everything video games.
Yes, the expert.
Over on Clever Games and Escapist.
Yes.
So.
Well, we're happy to have you today talking about something a little different than the world of gaming and whatnot.
Yes. I love juicy gossip. Love,
okay,
love.
good, because we have 3 amazing rumors that I want to jump right into. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Okay, so rumor number 1 this week is about Kanye. It seems like all anyone is kind of talking about in the press is Kim, her pregnancy. Is she gaining pregnancy weight? This, that, and the other. But this is like the most salacious rumor I've heard in a long time about them. They're saying that they have called it quits as a couple, and that Kanye is holding out on this because he doesn't want to release his album before announcing the split. He thinks a lot of bad press will derail the sales and whatnot. And then Kim's got the reality show. Of course, Media Takeout is the source reporting this, so I don't know if you're familiar with them, but we always take their stories with a little grain of salt because their source is a, quote, verified snitch. Or a really legit snitch. So what do you think? Do you think they're really not together?
I mean, it would be a really fast turnaround. Clearly, Kim has commitment issues, so it's not like
that's true.
Too far outside the realm of possibility. But I think that a lot of couples, when they're going through a pregnancy, especially a first-time pregnancy, have a lot of stress. So maybe they're fighting and somebody's taking it for something more than what it is. Kim certainly is being heavily scrutinized in the press, which I think is so unfair.
I know. Everyone gains weight at a different pace when you're pregnant.
Yes.
I take body image very seriously. The viewers out there know that. And I just think to criticize a woman who's pregnant for her body is the most blasphemous, absurd thing I've ever heard.
It's really, really terrible.
It's awful.
I mean, I know that some people out there will be like, well, Kim invites it by wearing the outfits that she does. And maybe there is some truth to that. But at the same time, she is like in a really delicate position right now. And I think that she just needs more nurturing than hate. But in regards to this particular rumor, I think that why would Kanye wait? Well, how would that affect the sales of his album whatsoever?
Well, what's interesting is that Media Takeout also put, quote, as for the, quote, baby, we'll see what happens. I think it's weird that they put baby in quotes, kind of like assuming there's like some weirdness going on with the pregnancy. Who could the baby belong to? Is she in fact pregnant? I know that there's a few stories about how she had a bump this week and then she's massive this week and then her bump is back down to 0. And it kind of just reminds me of all the Beyonce pregnancy hype.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, God, just let the woman have the baby. Let them be happy or let them be miserable, whatever they choose to do. And I certainly hope for the child's sake that it's brought into the world with like love around it and not craziness and drama.
I hope so too, but knowing the Kardashians and how they like to put every part of their life on display, it's probably not going to happen that way.
True.
The photos, the birthing photos are going to go to the highest bidder.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so fingers crossed that Kanye and Kim, if they are having issues, that they work it out.
Right, indeed.
Okay, rumor number 2. Now, we were talking about this earlier. This is like the rumor that has legs beyond comprehension.
Indeed.
Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, they're one of the longest lasting couples in Hollywood. They seem to have a really strong, grounded marriage with a really solid foundation. But Jada went on Huffington Post Live and she was asked about the rumor about having an open marriage, where I guess that means you have free reign and you can hook up with whoever you want. She said, quote, I think people get that idea because Will and I are very relaxed with one another. I've always told Will, quote, you can do whatever you want as long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay. Because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. I'm here as his partner, but he is his own man. He has to decide who he wants to be, and that's not for me to do for him or vice versa. Interesting, because she didn't answer the question yes or no. I mean, what do you think?
I don't think she ever would publicly answer that question yes or no. I mean, any star would that be like public suicide to say that yes, we're in an open marriage.
Right.
It could be detrimental for both of their careers because there's been this really conservative swing, and this issue of marriage has been really hot in the news lately, particularly with what's happening with the Supreme Court. But I think that there is probably some merit to the rumor. Like we were talking about, this rumor about Will and Jada having an open marriage has been going around
forever.
For years and years and years. And if they do have an open marriage, I mean, I think that it's more mature of them to say, we're gonna stay married and have a solid parent tag team duo for our kids, but also know that, you know, we maybe are interested in romancing other people. And I think that that's okay. If consenting adults decide that that's the kind of relationship that they want and their kids aren't adversely affected at all, then why not let them?
That's the part that troubles me, though. I would be heartbroken if I was a kid, if I was Willow or Jaden Smith, and like I saw dad upstairs with another woman, or if I saw mom upstairs with another woman, or going on dates with other people.
You think they're walking in on them though?
No, not walking in, but like let's even say an open marriage could mean Jada goes on dates with other people. Like, what if the kids saw a guy coming in and out of the house all the time?
I would have to think, as celebrities who are constantly avoiding the paparazzi, that they would never
Lock it up
allow the situation to happen where the kids would run into the other person.
I would hope not, but let me just go on the record and say I hope there is no open marriage. I think when you exchange vows, I mean, isn't that the whole point of getting married, is that you're committed to another person? Okay, last rumor. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. You knew you couldn't be on Rumor Patrol without talking about them. Yes. So, Star Magazine, again, another outlet that we always take everything with a grain of salt, they're reporting that Selena Gomez is 100% infuriated with Justin Bieber right now because he is planning a movie, which is basically like behind-the-scenes documentary footage of his life on the road as a recording artist. And she obviously is in a lot of it, you know, behind-the-scenes stuff, hanging out on the bus, personal moments and whatnot. Now that they're not together, she's apparently furious and demands that she not be included in the movie. I have some quotes here from Star Magazine. They say, quote, Selena seems desperate to wash her hands of her former man, starting with demands that he remove her from his upcoming movie. They said she's, quote, flipping out and she just simply does not want to be included in any capacity.
That's absolutely her right. Like, it really is.
True, but do you think that she's making these diva demands? Because I don't. I think she's a public figure. I think people know and accept that she dated Justin Bieber for quite a while.
Right.
A lot of their romance was pretty much in front of the spotlight.
Indeed.
So, as long as it's nothing like scandalous, which I highly doubt it is, if it's just them hanging out, like watching TV on the tour bus, what's the harm in that? I don't think she would be all diva demand about it.
Yeah, usually when you hear these kinds of things, they aren't necessarily coming directly from the person themselves.
Right.
It's probably coming more from her management, saying, well, if you're going to be in Bieber's movie, because we saw how successful his last movie was, they're saying, if you're going to be in here, you need to get paid. So perhaps this
more of a strategy
is a spin-off of their two camps trying to work out a deal for how much money she's going to get for this behind-the-scenes footage. Because she wasn't technically performing. So I'm
she
sure
was just there.
Yeah, but I'm sure her people are like, you need to get paid for this, or we're gonna pull the footage. I'm sure it's more of a business play than it is an actual like, I want nothing to do with you play.
Right. Well, it's interesting you bring up the business aspect. I think the personal aspect could be the only sort of reason why she wouldn't want to be associated. Bieber's going through a really tough time now in the media. He's got the drug scandals going on. He's got cheating scandals. He's got behavioral issues.
The monkey thing we just heard about.
The monkey thing in Germany at customs. I know Selena is one of the most like revered stars in the industry for having a great solid reputation for herself, and maybe at this point in her career she doesn't want to be associated with any of that, no pun intended, monkey business. So at any rate, whether she's in the movie or not, of course we'll support it. I'm interested to see what his life on the road is like. It's probably a wild time.
I always like seeing stars behind the scenes.
Amen, me too. All right, so that is gonna do it for our portion of Rumor Patrol, of course talking about all the hot gossip. Now you guys know this is the part of the show where we usually talk about how much we love you and we give some users some shout outs, but Katie is still under the weather and I just kind of morally don't feel right doing some shout outs without her sitting here next to me. Of course I adore you beyond belief.
No, it's totally all right.
But you know what?
We are thinking of you, Katie.
We are thinking of you and we hope you get better soon. I do want to shout out a few people on Twitter just really quickly. Let's go ahead and say, hey, what's up to Love Giselle Spears? What is up to @DCannedRosie? I'm glad that our retweet made your day. And let's do @BR Tisdale. I'm glad that you enjoyed my chat with her, and I will be posting it soon on Clever News, and she talked about music and Scary Movie 5, and it was awesome. Okay, so that will do it for the quick kind of mini version of shoutouts this week. We will be back next week, better than ever. Tons of user comments, tons of shoutouts, and even there's a new special show that Katie and I are cooking up. You guys are going to love it, so please make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can see it. I think we're gonna debut it in like a week or two.
Exciting.
Very exciting stuff. But before you head out, you guys hit the comment section below and let me know what you're thinking about Kim and Kanye potentially breaking up before the baby is born. Let me know what you think about Will and Jada having this kind of weird open marriage, and let me know what you think about Selena Gomez trying to withhold herself from any footage in the new Justin Bieber movie. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Andrea, you were an amazing co-host.
Oh,
High five.
thank you. Oh, and if you guys are interested in hearing about all of the best gaming news, if you're into video games, please subscribe to The Escapist. We'll put the link in the description below. It's my new show, Escapist News Now.
Awesome. So make sure you support Andrea. Please support Clever News by clicking subscribe yet again. And next week we will be back in action with Katie Krause. I'm Deidre Behar here with Andrea, Rene, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.